Here I am. My name is Vieta. Here's a good housekeeping cookbook that I got in one of those free little libraries in my prissy ass neighborhood that I moved into 3 years ago because I wanted to feel safe. I never expected to be shouted at in the same prissy ass neighborhood based on what I can only assume were ethnic reasons. Because, when Black Lives Matter became a movement, if you were living in the middle of Gringo land, you got to experience just how many of the gringos were motherfucking racist fucks who saw your girls and they saw your skin and they were like, I'm not gonna do anything, but I'm gonna cut her off in line. I'm not gonna do anything, but I'm going to just stare with all that hatred, and I'm just gonna not do anything, but I'm gonna let her know that no, bitch, your fucking life doesn't matter, and I'm just so sick and fucking tired of having to deal with you uppity niggers motherfucking acting out. And I didn't know that was how they felt because, I live in Blue State, Illinois, home of the 44th President, Barack Obama. Chicago, you feel me? I live in a Democrat, maybe Republican, but it's just the north side of Chicago, bitch. It took me forever to get up here because I just wanted to feel safe as an immigrant from Russia. Living on her own in this country with zero family. I grew up not knowing slavery happened in America. Can you imagine? That's how I grew up. I thought it was just Hollywood and Disney. I was like, oh my God, America, the melting pot. I'm watching all this Hollywood and all these people of different backgrounds and skin tones, and I thought, wow, they have it figured out there. I wonder what it's like. I came here, I was here for almost a year. I still didn't know slavery happened. Then February rolled around and I was finally able to go to school because all of my medical information was finally sent through from Russia. And I was in the hallway of my school and I saw one of those, Black History poster things on the wall. And I saw all these images of all these African people. In shackles. And I saw the scarred tissue on their backs, and I saw all these things, and I was like, what? How did you manage to zombify me into loving you, America, when I was 5 years old and on? Tom and Jerry, what is it, Walker, Texas Ranger, Chuck Norris, all your celebrities and all of our gossip magazines. And you somehow forgot to let me know that you were this atrocious monster for 400, for 400 years. You said, what? Is that why I was called a nigger when I was 6 years old and I went to school for first grade? I was like, what does that word mean? I can tell what it means because of how it makes me feel. I didn't know the origin of it, though. I didn't understand what the history was. I'm like, why is it that if I'm African in my phenotype, why is it that if I have these curls and I have, these, let me cut you with these cheekbones. Look, why is it that this is ugly and bad and a nigger? Why? Why do you get to call me that? And you act like, you know what I'm saying? You piece of shit, nothing. And I was so accosted by the never-ending racism growing up, and I didn't know where it was coming from. And the funny thing is, I came to the States when I was 11 because my Southern Sudanese father got a scholarship to study at a seminary, and neither one of us was prepared. And I feel like my dad lost his mind in a weird way because of the society here and just a man, and I grew up here and I survived here, kind of, sort of, maybe, and I've been living in this prissy-ass neighborhood for the past 3 years, which honestly was the highest achievement of my life, to just establish myself in some neighborhood where I felt safe, where there weren't any men constantly screaming at me. I was no longer homeless, having to live in strange situations, I felt so happy that I could get my stupid restaurant job, work all the time, be exhausted and miserable, cry all the time. But at least I had this apartment. I had my studio with the view of the trees. It was all mine, and I was safe up here because I lived with all these families, you know? I never thought of it as a prissy neighborhood until it started to attack me, starting last year in the backlash of the BLM movement, and all of a sudden the toxic just energy in the air, it started to become palpable, and I started to feel absolutely unsafe and uncomfortable. And now I'm in a place where the weight of all that, I'm sorry, when I was walking 2 blocks away from my home and a European woman, you guys call them white people, a European woman, a white woman, whatever, on a bike, who was maybe 15 years older than me, with long brown straight hair, decided that since there was nobody around, she had her opportunity to yell at me. Because that day I had this book I checked out from the library called Hair Like Mine. It was for African American girls, and I had my hair out in curls. I was trying to not be afraid, you know, that this is what I look like. And I was bouncing along because I felt good that day. And she just had to let me know, like, this nigger, get back in your motherfucking place of being scared and uncomfortable. And then she yelled at me, and I'm like, she fucking yelled at me. Like, this bitch literally yelled at me. Like, she literally took a moment to yell at me off her bike at me only because no one else is around here. And that's when all those feelings and all that stuff, it became, don't worry, there was an older white man, as you guys call them, European man, in a t-shirt with a Confederate flag that decided to beeline for me in the middle of the day while I was standing in line at Trader Joe's. You know, I've had experiences, but that one was like, you literally projected your voice to attack me. And then all of my little friends who are no longer friends, the European friends who are no longer friends, kept trying to tell me it wasn't that bad, or kept acting like I was overreacting or something. And I'm like, oh, you're trying to gaslight me? You gotta be kidding me. And I'm so glad that the Tao brought these books from my beautiful African people at the right time so that I could read things like when you start to awaken and try to get these psychological slave chains off your mind and how you perceive things and how you were taught to perceive things, European centrism all the time, Europeans are everything. You will experience possibly from people you've known this reaction as if you're starting to be like, whoa, what's wrong with you? I think you took a tangent in the woods in the wrong direction. Come back to us and be an Oreo once more. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And so I've had a very hard year. And in February, in the middle of all this ridiculousness, I was like, at least let me go ahead and watch these documentaries that Netflix put out so graciously to keep us sane and aware and connected and not, you know what I'm saying? Be responsible, right? And there were these 2 documentaries. One was called Not Your Negro. The other one was called The 13th Amendment. And the 13th Amendment just kind of blew my mind open because I survived the winter when it was the worst, when I started to feel like I might actually die, because for the first time in my life, I feel like maybe death is the only safety mentally to I just can't do this anymore. Since 6, baby, I can't do this anymore, and it's cold, and I'm broke, and I'm gonna get kicked out of this apartment. I have nowhere to go. I'm an immigrant by myself in this country. My mom's not here. I have nobody. I don't know what to do. And it was the Jewish people who burnt up in Auschwitz, Buna, Birkenau, Buchenwald, who saved my ass because I was reading Night by Elie Wiesel. And something about what those people went through, I'm like, these emotions, because I feel such emotions. They are so intense. They're such different emotions. Someone, somewhere, in the middle of all this erasing of my experience, of the backlash to BLM, these people are the only people who held me down. Okay? The Jewish people, exterminated by Nazi Germany, and how funny that when Trump came to power, all of a sudden there were swastikas being drawn everywhere, even down the street on my Buddhist temple that I love. I've never been in there because I'm scared they won't like me because I'm African, you know what I'm saying? And it's really it's like a true Buddhist temple where all these people go who don't speak in English. I love it. I'm like, I love that you're here. I love looking at you, walking past it. And then to see a swastika drawn on that motherfucking temple door and being like, these bitches. But my ex-friends keep erasing my reality because what? And so watching the 13th Amendment and being like, oh, this is like a concentration camp. Times slavery. So you just made it. Yeah, I just hate you. You feel me? And the men who are currently in solitary confinement in the hole, inside of those fucking private prisons who are dying, I just want to care about them for 2 seconds. I would like to project something in this electromagnetic, ethereal, motherfucking ocean of chi to reach them, to be like, someone somewhere, baby, on the outside, although honestly, I might be fucking, you know, homeless like you too, somewhere in some prison of hell. I don't know what. It won't be like yours is much. I mean, I'm so sorry that that's happening to you. I'm so sorry nobody cares. I watched that shit in February and I thought, bitch, these fucking assholes, they're gonna literally put out some stupid ass motherfucking big event, big movie in March, just to kind of like, yeah, February, Black History Month, we were all fucking da-da-da, we were all fucking sad, and now let's party. And then what happens? I go on Amazon, and on Amazon Prime, plastered all over the goddamn place, Coming to America too. Eddie Murphy in that stupid hat, acting like, we came to America, and all. It wasn't like that, bitch, it wasn't like that. I'm like, you know what we need? We need money. We need awareness times money to destroy the private prison system. You feel me? I don't want to hear a fucking thing. I don't want to see a music video come out. I don't want to see anything. I want you guys to clock in and help your fucking people. Do you understand? Do you understand or not? I don't know what to do, because you know what? Here's my good housekeeping cookbook that I got in a fucking free little library in my prissy ass neighborhood. And inside of it, you might notice, I'm going to make some banana bread. It is not an attempt to make fun of us because I've been called a monkey and ape. Hey, baby, do you want a banana? These are things that have been said to me because I've been called a nigger, and I am a nigger, and I've been a nigger my whole life. And I need you guys to motherfucking get with the program, and we're going to literally actually change things around. At least I'm going to do everything that I can from my fucking heart and soul that's been broken, but I will never kill myself, ever. Don't you kill yourself. Don't you give them the satisfaction. You better stay here with me. My little fucking... Oh, my little, just in case you're not, here we go. Here's my background. Here's when I have to leave here. Right now it's June 13th. And here's what I have to pay by the 5th of July. So I have nowhere to go. I don't know where I'm going to go. I would like to get a ticket to go home to Russia to be with my mother because we have an apartment from the government, not in the boondocks, because the Soviets, they, you know what I'm saying? Like, they still, like, have that program going, even though we're, like, destroyed and assassinated. We're still, like, I don't know, she got an apartment finally from the government, and I could be, like, sheltered and not on the streets of America. You feel me? Because I can't go out there, and, like, I can't go out there for more than, like, 2 hours without feeling like I'm dying from all this energy of, I can't do this. I'm so aware of who you guys are, I can't do this. And I'm aware of that man sitting in solitary while you guys are prancing around. Oh my god, when are the fucking restaurants gonna be over? And so we can just go out there and, like, I just miss, I'm like, you know what? Before I lose everything, how about we just try using this little kitchenette that I have to make some banana bread from my heart? Because I just have bananas that are, expired. I go to the food bank to get my food because I've run out of money, and I can't, like, everything has stopped mattering in a weird way because I just feel like I'm living in Nazi Germany, and I don't know how to participate in anything in society because everybody keeps acting like nothing's happening, and that makes me feel like, well, I can't be that annoying black person. I'm not black, I'm African. I can't be that annoying African person who's constantly, like, or agitate. Like, you guys try to turn it around as if it's us who are crazy, the ones who are really, like, in touch with all of it and aren't numbed out and distracted because we're thinking about the man in solitary because he did nothing wrong, and it's like slavery is on times concentration camp and they're dying even if they get out. Watch that fucking movie. Watch the footage. 400 years. Are they trying to find a solution as, is that what the fuck is happening? Sweetie? Can you help me? Can I get some help? And number one, stop erasing what's going on. Number one, motherfucker, stop erasing what's going on, bitch. Number one.
And number 2, can you help me practically so I'm not homeless? That would be fun for me. And number 3, can we all start pooling money together to actually dismember this motherfucking unconstitutional motherfucking private prison system, aka the concentration camps of America? Can we save the man currently crying himself to death in solitary because he's just abandoned? Can you please help him? Please! So I'm gonna sit here with my stupid little fake apron, okay? I'm gonna use my little youthful, feminine motherfucking whatever the fuck to just channel some kind of 50s Americana with my good housekeeping. And I'm gonna make this stupid bread with my food bank ingredients so that you guys can maybe for 2 seconds give 2 fucks! And all of you have millions of dollars can pull together to get him out because someone on the outside cares. Can you guys do that? And if you could throw me enough dough, since we're going to be making some bread, if you could throw me enough bread my way to literally, I don't know, cover this amount plus my fucking ticket, that would just be the cherry on top, but I don't expect a fucking thing from anything anymore. I'm just trying to literally find creative ways to keep my mind strong so that I can do whatever it is, kind of magic I have to do to become even more of a Hercules to overcome Europe and all of its fucking murder violence. You feel me? Let's begin.